So the internet can suck sometimes, especially right now, everybody arguing back and forth. Even before the shit show that is 2020, I'd made a vow never to argue online with people. And for the most part, I've stuck to that. For the most part. Then recently I saw a post that pissed me off so much that I had to break my rule. Because of that post, the other night I was arguing online for like 3 hours past my bedtime. The reason that post pissed me off so much is that it was damaging AF to people like you, the struggling artist, the aspiring musician. It was damaging and discouraging to anyone trying to make it in the modern music industry. I mean, here we are trying to help you as much as we can, and then posts like this just go and f*** it all up. You know what it's like? It's like when you're making a sandcastle and a bully comes in and kicks that down. But you know what? Listen to me. Right here, right now, you and I are going to stand up to that bully together. We are drawing our line in the sand. We're going to stand up to them with their perfect hair and their perfect girlfriend who had a crush on once. You know what? She didn't ask you to do her English homework every night for 3 months. We had a history, Brad. Let's talk about this post, and let's make a pact about how you're going to ignore it and every post like it so that you can go on unburdened by hyperbolic, outdated rants, and I can go back to being my usual non-internet arguey, super chill self. Fucking Brad. All right, a little bit of housekeeping here at Big Music Energy. We're trying to be the people we needed when we first started out in the music industry. We are full-time pros. You're an aspiring artist. We can help. If you're down with that, hit subscribe, turn on the notifications. You're going to have to forgive me because there's a little bit of kind of air conditioner type noise in the background. It's actually the air purifier. I live in California and it's on fire. You know, a couple episodes ago when I said that the world is on fire, I didn't mean it literally, but here we are. 2020, man, I swear. So here's the post. I'm not going to read it all, but the gist of it is, some very successful dude in the industry says that the industry sucks now and artists these days have no talent anymore. You know that thing that people say when they find themselves growing obsolete and they don't want to make the effort to adapt? Yeah, that's what he's saying. And then he goes on to lament about Spotify and the music industry and how Spotify doesn't pay its artists enough. Which, you know what? That part's totally true. And while that's true, here's the thing. You guys need to get your head wrapped around the idea that music nowadays is basically free and that it should be used as a marketing tool for other means of monetization, not a means of monetization in and of itself. Making music has always been art, but putting it out to people and monetizing it, that's always been marketing and business. Seriously, unless your whole life is touring and you're selling physical product at your shows, get used to the idea that music sales are no longer a thing. Now, disclaimer, that is oversimplified, but still on point. Now let's talk about this dude real quick. He played guitar on a ton of hits. Respect where respect is due, absolutely. He's got a crazy ass career. But here's the thing, being successful in the music industry doesn't automatically validate what he's saying. You can absolutely be successful and full of bad info. For those of you old enough, do you guys remember when Prince declared the internet over back in like 2010? That statement alone is proof that no matter how much time you've had in the industry, no matter how many hit songs you have, you are not immune to obsolescence. And Prince used to be one of my super influences as a kid. When he said that, that kind of broke my heart. That actually would be a great question too. Have you ever had someone successful or someone you looked up to give you outdated bad advice? Hopefully it wasn't us. So let's talk about dinosaurs for a second. It's irrelevant, bear with me. Let me tell you a quick little story about Phil Tippett. Phil Tippett was a stop motion animator in the 80s, and he was really good at it. Star Wars, RoboCop, in the 80s he was on top of the world. Now he was originally slated to do stop motion animation for the dinosaurs in Jurassic Park. But then these computer savvy guys swooped in, made a CGI demo. Because this was right around the time when computers were getting more and more powerful and CGI was looking better and better. Not all of it, but a lot of it. So they swooped in, showed Steven Spielberg a CGI demo of animated dinosaurs, and they straight up bumped Phil Tippett from the job. When Steven Spielberg told Phil Tippett, Tippett famously said, "I've just gone extinct." And Steven Spielberg loved that line so much that he actually put it in the movie. But here's the thing, Phil Tippett actually evolved because he was able to recognize that some of his skill set had gone obsolete. And because he was able to adapt, he was actually kept on to supervise all the movements of the CGI animated dinosaurs. He still had all of his skills on how to visualize and execute making monsters move realistically. And seriously, that movie still looks good to this day. Tippett went on to have a long and happy career. Now, how much you want to bet at that time there were other career stop motion animators out there who didn't adapt when CGI came along? Fast forward to now, when CGI is like everywhere, do I even need to tell you what happened to those guys who refused to adapt? They went extinct. Now that I've told you that story, look at this guy again. Now, with his career, he has no chance of ever being like homeless or broke. He's implied that he had mail money and royalties from some of the mega hits that he played on. And I've seen the checks of some mega hit mail money. Not mine. Like, I have colleagues who have mega hits and they have mail money and they let it slip how much they made. I could live off of it. So even though this guy is not in any kind of danger of ever going homeless, you're looking at somebody who's refusing to adapt, who's pissed off about it, and is about to go extinct. He's a dinosaur. That's all I can see when I read this rant. Now, regardless of your age, regardless of your style, are you the type to adapt? Because I'm telling you right now, a successful music career requires adaptation. Definitely if you're like a pop session player like Mr. Grumpy, or a pop producer like me who has to keep really on top of all the trends. And especially if ways to monetize and promote your music are constantly changing, adaptation is non-negotiable. Now, as an artist, that may or may not be true depending on your market. As long as your marketing and your promotion is on point, you can just be you. But no matter who you are in any industry, if you don't know how to adapt when it comes to monetizing and promoting your skill set, you're going to go extinct. Just ask all the people who built up their fan base on MySpace. They know that social media platforms can go out of vogue seemingly overnight. Now, TikTok is one of the current badass ways to go for promoting your music. Are you resisting adaptation? Are you resisting hopping on that new medium? If you have built up your fan base on TikTok, if it goes belly up like Vine, will you be ready to move on to the next big thing? Now, YouTube has been around for a while and it's still a great way to build up your following. But if it goes belly up, are you ready to adapt? As the ways to monetize and promote your music change around you, are you going to ride those waves and surf, or are you going to sink to the bottom? I know I'm really driving this point home right now, but this channel doesn't make us any money. We genuinely do it because we genuinely want to help. So believe me when I say that I really hope right now you're telling yourself you're going to keep an open mind and that you're going to adapt when the world changes around you. Or will you turn out to be just an angry, soon-to-be extinct dinosaur? Thank you guys for watching all the way to the end. We really, really appreciate it. If you want to talk about current trends in whatever style you're making, consider joining our private Facebook group. It's a small community right now, but it's built up of people who really believe that there's enough room for everyone in the artist community to succeed. Thus, we help each other. Do you want more tips to keep you successful in the music industry? Check out this video right here. And YouTube has a suggestion from our channel for you right here. So remember, keep an open mind, stay adaptable, take care of yourselves and each other, and go write the next big hit.